Ladies and gents, I genuinely believe that being rich is a state of mind. In fact, I don't even really like the word rich. I never strive to be rich. I will strive to be wealthy. That said, usually people with a rich state of mind usually end up with a rich state of life, and there are undeniable patterns that you'll see if you look at any rich person, and those are some of the main things that I focused on as I've learned a thing or two and studying what rich people do, and in fact at my agency just getting to find out a lot more about what my clients do. And in fact at my agency, especially when I was first starting off when I was 16-17, actually speaking to my clients and finding out I have a match to build their businesses, I've learnt a lot. And I can really distill it down to 4 main things that rich people do the poor people simply don't. So the first thing is that rich people get paid on results, not time. I'd say this is the biggest thing that poor people do. The rich don't, poor will get paid on time, rich will get paid on results, and you need to be career vehicles, lifestyle paths, of philosophies or religions we live by, and that's awesome, but you need to understand when it comes to your more effort does not mean more financial compensation. A lot of self-how junkies and gurus want to tell their audience you're not rich because you don't record enough. I don't agree with that at all, because all you need to look at is construction workers. For example, my mom, she actually used to work at the NHS, which is the free government health service in the UK. She also worked in retail, and my mom would literally go to work for 9 hours, and then there's a commute an hour back and forth, and like you can see on a person's face when they are just at a point of pure exhaustion, and every single day she would just come back at a point of pure exhaustion. I can honestly say that she has worked way harder than me in terms of just how draining and tiring and numbing her workday was, but the main issue was that she was in a financial results. She could have been the best employee, she could have gone above and beyond, but realistically what's gonna happen? Maybe she might have gone on a tiny promotion, but the extra effort does not equate to extra financial compensation. So if you want something where there is a much more direct and more conclusive correlation between the amount of effort you put in and the financial compensation that you get from it, starting a business is the best place to be. So my agency that I started when I was 16 years old was the way that I managed to get compensated based on results, or the results that I was getting for my clients. It was the thing that enabled me to retire my mom at the age of 19. It's the thing that allows me the lifestyle that I have at present moment. But I also understand that not everyone needs to start a business. You can have to look at roles where maybe you're working in an organization. Both, once again, you are getting compensated fairly to the results that you bring. So for example, sales positions, if you join an organization that has a good sales commission at a good sales structure, that is a very good clear path for you to be making 5 figures, maybe even multi-5 figures a month in commissions. And to be honest, even if you're not working in that sort of structure, one great thing that you can do is just make sure that you join a company where they will compensate you fairly. As you start to bring more value to the company, you've got kind of your old age stale organizations where it's gonna be very hard for you to climb up the corporate ladder. But if you come to start, for example, my business is a startup, especially in my education company, the way that it's run, but at any of my businesses we have a very lean, a very tight-knit startup culture, and between all 7 of my team members that permeates, and someone is much likely to get very substantial pay raises year on year at an organization like mine that has that startup mentality, but that still also has good cash flows than, for example, one of your standard more corporate businesses. So even if you're just working in a job, try to find an organization where they will compensate you based on results, not amount of time you're putting in. So the next thing that rich people do that poor people don't is, if we can't buy something 10 times in cash, then we just don't buy it. And guys, please do not go broke trying to look rich. Plus you need to understand that most people are so self-absorbed and so self-conscious. That's the way that they look or the way that they come across. They don't have any time to care about what shoes you have or a car you drive or a watch you have. Maybe this comes from me living in Chelsea and London. Living in London, then especially in Chelsea, it's very European, and I think the European way is a lot more under the radar. To be honest, London is a very wealthy city, and